Yo, CJ! Oh, 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 shit. Fuck, man. This man
Yep,
is enjoying the beach, and I'm stuck here with a dang Chelsea fan.
yep. You're gonna have to suffer for one more episode. One more episode. And who knows with TJ, man? Maybe he might not even come back. So this could be a permanent thing, you know?
Listen, I would not blame him if he doesn't want to come back. It's like negative 35 tonight or something.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna be Toronto or Ontario is gonna be the coldest place on earth for
Yeah.
next week, supposedly, something like that. Yeah. That's why for those wondering why I always have the blanket, it's for times like this. You know what I mean? You always gotta be ready. So
Well, sooner or later, your little Cole Palmer is gonna go back to
ah,
United.
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. But hey, man, I'll say this much in regards to the matter. Apparently, for now, it all seems to be rumors. All right, so
Hmm.
there's nothing official and whatnot. But I think our manager will have
Coach?
and coach, yes, and
Coach, okay.
coach. You know, he'll have a solid talk one-on-one with the lad, and I'm sure he'll up his morale. And with these W's we're about to pick up, I'm pretty sure Cole Palmer is going to find it, a heartwarming place to be.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Enzo wants to leave. Palmer wants to leave. You know?
that's football, man. That's the life of football. But at the end of the day, Chelsea FC would still be standing no matter how many players exit, come in, right? That door can revolve 1,000 times. Chelsea FC will still be here, and our path towards winning trophy will still be ongoing. So,
Well, I just don't know what that feels like, you know? Players want to join the Arsenal. Like I haven't known that feeling for I think like 5, 6 years now since Arteta started his building block. So to me it's you know
mm, yeah, well, man, listen, different clubs, different cultures, as they say, right? In some clubs across the country or across the continent, you can even get your managers fired, sacked. All you got to do is just say, "I'm not going to
oh
renew my contract." And then, yeah, poor guy leaves. And then apparently you're crying in the tunnel after the guy gets sacked. But you were the guy you guys know what I'm referring to, right? For those who don't know,
Madrid.
Mr. Vinny Jr. Yes. So,
And
I,
then all the players are coming out now being like, "Oh, we love Jobby. This is bullshit." Like Jude Bellingham coming out being like, "Oh, I always had a good relationship."
mm,
Come on, man. Like we listen, you can say all the right things, but that game against Barcelona and Dubai,
hmm
it was quite clear
mm,
that they did not respect Xavi.
right,
And it's
right.
unfortunate because he was such a good manager, coach. Like he was a legend at the club.
Mm,
And these little kids who have like the dirt under Jabi's fingernail has more experience and more pedigree than these kids who haven't done anything. Like
mm,
you're gonna disrespect Javi playing at the biggest clubs in the world and winning everything.
right.
Come on, man. He went to Liverpool. He went to Bayern. He went to Madrid. Like everywhere he's gone, he's won.
hmm
So it's really, and I think Florentino Perez is to blame for this. As much as I want to blame the players, I think it's Perez.
Giving the players too much power.
Yeah, and he at the end of the day, if you think that Javi Alonso is the right manager for this or coach or whatever you want to call him,
hmm
you need to call a meeting and say, "Hey, he's staying.
Mm,
Like he is staying. No one is bigger than Madrid. You're doing this
right.
for the fans,
Right.
right?" But like there's rumors that they want to go after Jurgen Klopp. There's rumors Enzo Maresca, which I think it's way too big for Maresca. Like to
Mm,
go from Leicester to Chelsea to Madrid, way too big.
mm,
Uh,
right. Plus, I feel like because I think I don't know if it was you or CJ that mentioned it, where essentially Real Madrid doesn't need a manager. No, sorry, they don't need a coach. I think it was right. They
Yeah,
just
they
need a
need a man.
manager, like a
I said
people.
that
Yeah.
they need a
Um.
people manager, not they because they don't. The players don't like coaching. They just want
mm,
to be managed because they
right.
know what they're doing.
And I feel like Maresca would fall in the former category. Right. So I don't think he'd be the best fit. But that new guy that they have currently, the I don't know if he's the interim
Ar
guy.
yeah, Arbiola. Yeah,
Yeah.
he played at Madrid.
Yeah, no, but I mean, he seems to be let him do whatever they fucking want on that pitch. And boy, that game they had, I think, was the best we've seen them um in quite a while. So I don't know if you think that was the best move for them to get rid of Jabby, but so it seems like they found their bearings.
I mean, let's with all due respect,
Mm,
it was Monaco. With all due respect, Monaco's ninth in Liga,
mm.
right?
So you think
So
it was just the opponent?
yeah, they've Monaco have lost four of their last five prior to going into that game. So they're not in good form. So to me, let's see. Let's give it a handful of games.
Okay.
A handful of games, and then I'll make my decision. They're facing Villarreal on Saturday. They got Benfica after that. I want to see how they do. Like March 22nd, they face Atletico Madrid.
Hmm.
Um, they have the El Clasico May 10th. Like those are the type of games that for Madrid fans, it's going to be huge, right? They're
Right.
1 point off league leaders Barcelona, so that El Clasico is going to be huge,
Hmm. No,
right?
I
So
agree.
verdicts out, yeah, they did look good, but also not to disrespect Monaco, they didn't look up for it at all. So
Mm.
I don't want to take anything away. I do
Hmm.
agree with you. I think they were playing very loose and they were playing very relaxed.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, verdict's still out there.
Okay. No, fair. That's fair.
But yeah, well, welcome back, everyone. CJ is still on vacation, and we are all jealous of the man, the myth, the legend. He was probably jumping for joy, even though he did predict a draw for Arsenal at Inter at the San Siro. I was the only one to put my cojones there and pick the Arsenal to win. Great game. Great game. I must say it was a great game, and you really saw you really saw what this team can actually do. And I think we've said it several times. I think this iteration of Arsenal, I do think they can compete in all fronts. First of all, and I'm not just saying that as a fan, as a Arsenal fan. Like genuinely, I think they have the depth to compete in all fronts. And I think the way that they can change the game and the substitutions that they can make, um, it can definitely cause problems. And going into the last game against Carriot, who's at the bottom of the Champions League table, we just need 1 point from that to secure first place. And if we secure first place, we are playing at home in the second leg throughout the entire competition until the finals, if should we get there.
Oh, so that privilege is not privy to second place.
No, no, it is. So the higher seed always gets home.
Oh, okay, okay,
So if
okay. I
we're
see
in
what you're saying.
first,
Okay, I
we're the
see what you're saying.
highest seed, right? Like even
But
if
if you were to face a Bayern, then you would not get that privilege because they're higher seed than you. Uh,
should we
yeah, okay,
finish
okay.
second?
I
Yeah,
see what
yeah.
you're saying.
So we
Okay.
definitely need a draw at a bare minimum because if we
Hmm.
lose, then I think Bayern has to win their last game by four. Which again, I don't think we're going to lose or draw to carry it. I think we are going to just take care of business and be perfect in the league phase. Um, Couple talking points for me. Gabriel Jesus, welcome back. Got another start. Scored a brace. First goal. It, that's what Jesus did for. You saw? Did you see the first goal?
Yeah, yeah.
What Jesus did for the first goal is exact, and I can just hear CJ because if he was here, he would agree with me. That is what we want to see about out of a Gyökeres, being there, right?
Mm,
Like being in that decisive and taking a risk. right? That's what we want to see. He sometimes Gyökeres is on the outside where it's like as a poacher, we need you to be inside you. We need you to be in and around the box.
Right.
Yes, I know what you're gonna say that sometimes he does make those runs and Saka doesn't see him. I agree with you that that's probably something that Arteta's working on the training ground with, but that instinct that Jesus has is second to none in my opinion. And I think if he was blessed with a little bit more height, I think he would be arguably one of the top number nines in the world. Because
Jesus?
yeah, if he was blessed with a little bit more physicality and size,
Mm.
because he can connect the play like Harry Kane when he drops deep into the midfield,
Hmm.
and also he can play people in, right? And he has that instinct, he has that killer instinct, but he just doesn't unfortunately have the size, right? And
Hmm.
I think that's
Hmm.
always going to be his downfall. Um, Martinelli's pass to Gyökeres, like that was an unreal pass for his goal. Um, Came late, obviously. Inter were pushing forward to try to get the tie because at that point it was 2-1. Um, Mascara's back, and he showed us what we're missing, right? Like that depth and the ability to be able to rotate our back line. Lewis Skelly, great start for him. I think this was a good confidence builder for him. Eze had a pretty good game. I think he was causing a little bit of chaos, and you saw that he was tracking back a little bit. He was pulling their midfield out of position a lot. Um, the one piece that, again, I just touched on it, and you and I were touching on it, but prior to the game starting,
Hmm.
there was an incident with Saka where he took the ball and he had Gyökeres wide open. All he had to do is square it, and he decided to shoot with his right foot. Um, Again, I don't see it as a huge problem because knowing Arteta from watching that Amazon Prime documentary, you know that he's going to show Saka that video and say, "Look, I understand that you want to score. I understand when you want to be the main man, but we're trying to win games. And if that situation happens when we're in a crucial game, that's the difference between us advancing
Hmm.
and not. So
Mm.
you need to like be aware, and that awareness piece, I think Arteta is going to start hitting into him because I think you saw when Gyökeres came on, we were learning how to like. To me, I know he hasn't done much in the last few games, but I'm starting to see signs that we are starting to, excuse me, adapt to him.
Hmm.
We still haven't seen the final result yet, but something's changing. Something is happening, whether it's from the training ground or whatnot. Um, yeah, something's improving. Um, Question that I have for you, because
Hmm.
you always like to poke fun at us, and you alongside every other fan. Um, we've never won a European trophy. Okay,
Mm.
I think the last European trophy, I don't think we've won one, but it was like way back in the day, and I don't even know what it was called. Um, Watching this game and watching the type of teams that we beat in this 7 game run, the likes of Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich, Inter. If you're an outsider looking in, which you are, I mean, aside from the fact that we talk about them every week because of our podcast, would you say Arsenal are one of the favorites for the Champions League this year?
I mean, I
Banter
think,
aside, banter aside.
yeah, no, I think just based off of the performances, you'd have to, right, obviously say that they are definitely one of the favorites to to lift the trophy. But for me, my point is always, and also I'm highlighting what Thierry Henry said on the issue. I don't know if you had a chance
Yep.
to,
Mhm.
right? I think it was Micah Richards that mentioned that the top 8 teams are Premier League teams and whatnot. And, he even brushed the fact that Arsenal is number one.
Mhm.
But to Henry's tone on the matter, job's not finished, right?
Correct.
And for me, most part, and then I mean the other point that Henry didn't make well is, well, last year The team that did win it was not even in the top eight, right?
Yeah,
Um,
PSG.
so yeah, so I think the knockout stages is truly where teams actually do get tested because for one, right? And I think anyone who's played any sort of tournament sporting event can understand this. Even in the NBA playoffs, you see this many times, right? As soon as these knockout stages, right, these playoff stages come about, it becomes a different animal. It becomes a
Hmm.
different beast, right? It's a different mentality. And now the question becomes, well, does Arsenal have it in them, right? To get over the line under these circumstances, under these conditions, right? Where you're asked to do more. And right, again, they do have a working template, right, in terms of a system that works. But now it does come down to being tested on those exact conditions, right? And for now, I don't think we have all the answers in regards to that, right? So yeah, that'd be my assessment on the issue.
And not to undermine anything that PSG did last year, but I
Hmm.
think because Liverpool and Arsenal were higher seeds than, well, Liverpool had the second leg at home,
Hmm.
but for Arsenal, like we didn't have the second leg at home, and we were higher seed than PSG. And again, it shouldn't make that much a difference, but in knockout tournament, it does make a huge difference. So I think PSG were also, like everything kind of worked out in their favor slightly from that aspect. That
Right.
they played the second leg against Arsenal at Parc des Princes instead of at the Emirates. Maybe the result would have been the same. Who knows? But
Hmm.
I do think that with the way that Arteta has built the Emirates, and especially this year for the amount of money that they've been putting in for the fans to kind of have the tifos and the atmosphere and the light show and stuff like that, you're starting to see the impact that the Emirates can have. So
Mm,
I do agree with you. Job is not done. I fully agree with you all for all that stuff. But to know that to get a draw, we secure home throughout the tournament, and we don't have to play those extra two games is huge.
mm,
Is huge. There's going to be some midweeks where Chelsea play, Liverpool play, right? Well, sorry, not Liverpool, but you. If you guys don't win,
mm,
right? You guys may drop into that playoff bracket. Man City
mm,
may stay there, right? So there's going to be that can still happen. Um, as a Premier League fan, I'm very happy to see majority of aside from City, everyone's in the top eight, right? The likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs, Newcastle, and Chelsea are all in the top eight.
mm.
City, you know, they can go fuck themselves.
Damn, I'm surprised you have Spurs up there as one of the teams you were glad to see in the top eight.
I mean, if it means that our league, because I'm talking about it as our league, I'm not talking about
Mm,
it as an Arsenal fan. If I'm talking about it as the Premier League, yeah, it's good for the Premier League because we
mm.
there's a potential for us to get an extra spot,
Okay, so
right?
wait, then if you say it that way, then you got to welcome City to the
Nah,
party, man.
fuck them bitches. Fuck them bitches.
All right, well, damn. Here you have it, folks. Fuck them 115 times, it seems. So,
Yeah, 115, and then another 2 to 3 more times. Like the amount of money they're spending out of nowhere, it's like, bro, like does FFP not apply to this club?
yeah.
Um, Before we move away from Arsenal, one talking point: Ethan Nwaneri heads to Marseille on loan until the end of the season. He's going to learn under Roberto De Zerbi. Um, Arteta did talk about it, and there are some mixed feelings from Arsenal fans given the type of players that Marseille have. And some people are saying, "Oh, well, is he going to learn from the wrong people?" Because I believe Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is there, um, Højbjerg is there, Mason Greenwood is there. Um, Who else was there that's I think Neil Mope's there, right? So these players have been known for um, not being the best, um, not being the best people you could say, or
Hmm.
having some off-field issues. But if you look at it like a football standpoint, I think it's a good move for him because Zerbi, the way that he plays the high press and the fact that he's going to get game time, to me, I think it's a good thing. And we saw how much Saliba developed when he went to Marseille,
Right.
and now when you're going there, hopefully he develops. But what's your take? Do you think it's a good move for him?
I mean, yeah, yeah, I'd say more so also in terms of the manager there, right? He does seem to be a quality manager. On top of that, I apparently Saliba did advise him as well in
Yeah,
making the move, right? Given his experience, and he's surrounded. I mean, you have right other quality players like you said, right? At the club, which I think can help in his growth, right? I know Greenwood apparently is looking to be bought back from from there. I don't know if you heard Man U is trying to initiate a buyback clause. Yeah, for me it's and for him more so that experience, right? With playing with good attacking players that you can learn from and develop your game. Yeah, if he gets the playing time he needs, right, and he's willing to learn, I think it's a good experience, right? As opposed to just sitting on the bench. So,
yeah, I think that's a big piece, right? Like the playing time. Yes, he's during practice or doing scrimmages and stuff, but
hmm.
actually being in a game setting, playing different types of teams, playing different types of situations, right?
Right.
We're getting to the business end of the season. There's going to be some teams that a point is everything for them. And then the amount that they're going to be pressing and the way, the physicality of the game versus some teams maybe fighting for European spots. Some teams maybe
Hmm.
fighting for league spots, right? So overall, I do agree with you. I do think it's a good move for him. Did you have any? I should have asked you. Did you have any takeaways from the Arsenal game that you wanted to share? Like any analysis? Because I think you said you watched the game, right?
Yeah, no, I did see the game from beginning to end. It was a good game. It was a good game. I thought, I mean, again, a set piece, which to me, listen, I can't even understand it at this point. How no team is able to instruct their players to defend these set pieces properly. A goal like that for me should never happen. The way that was scored,
The second one you're saying?
yeah, the second one, right? Because yeah, I think that was the only set piece goal that you
Yeah,
guys did score. And that to me, I don't think that should ever happen, right? Now what I'm noticing is you guys try these diversion tactics, pulling the guys in the back, doing some, wishy-washy stuff, and then as soon as the guy at the corner raises his arm up, suddenly, right, they get back into the mix. Come on, man. Like you're really telling me you guys have no solution for that, right? Like, and I'm talking to the top level managers and coaches out there, right? And if we're being real, right, that game puts them up 2-1, I think, because it was tied. Yeah. And you see what I'm saying? It's like it's little things like that where you can prevent yourself from conceding, which to me appears to be a needless goal, right? If you just tighten up on the defense, right? And we did see highlights of that again versus Chelsea, right? Where it's these goals
hmm
that it's so small, but it does well to tip the momentum in the game in the team's favor, right? Who does score. Uh, but apart from that, right? With Arsenal, you can tell it's the structure, the defensive structure, the ability to transition on the attacking and on the defensive end, obviously. Uh, but Milan did have their chances.
they did.
Um, yeah, they had their chances, and I know you did mention Mascara. But for me, and even I think to the commentator, what was noticed was at some point he was struggling, and more so even when that guy came in,
Yeah,
Esposito.
the striker. Yeah, when he
Yeah,
came in, that's when Arteta made the move to
yeah,
Gabriel. Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, that guy, I think for me, I mean, he didn't score, but he was good to watch. He was good to watch, and that's what you're trying to see in a striker, right? And even when we say Gyökeres, this is because a striker has to have that intensity on the attacking side, right? Yes, Gyökeres is known for the defensive work rate, but as you can see, a guy who he didn't score that game, but he caused a lot of trouble, right? Just from his
Yep.
movement, from his strength, readjusting the ball, right, taking a shot, off balance. It's things like that, right? And again, right, like you allow yourself to build yourself into the game, right? With the little chances you get, right? But overall, I thought it was a solid game, even tactically on both sides, and yeah, the better team won on that day. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was the one piece that I forgot to chat about. I not to give any excuses, but Mascara did just come back from injury, and
Mm,
like towards the end of the game is when he came on. But I do agree with you because I like even Gabriel the first couple plays, like he kind of had to ground himself and realize like, okay, this kid's for real. Uh,
yeah.
Good sign for Italy because they were in desperate need of a number nine.
Mm.
Um, Rounding up the Premier League teams that participated, Man City. Oh,
Hmm.
warmed my heart. And I remember I said it in the pod. I said I I get a feeling, right? I didn't think this was gonna happen, but I said I have a feeling.
That
Um,
what? A feeling that
that
what?
City were gonna disappoint.
Mm.
I was if we had predicted that game, I wouldn't have necessarily said that they were gonna lose.
I
Probably
mean,
would have
listen,
said
they
draw.
did a lot more than disappoint, if we're being
Bro, they like 3-1. It could have been 5-0.
for
They
Bodo.
Yeah, they City were nowhere to be found. Nowhere.
Mm.
Um, I don't know if you saw Haaland's post-match interview. He was kind of calling out the experienced heads, including himself, Donnarumma, Reinders, and Rodri, saying that it's not acceptable. And
Hmm.
apparently, the team of captains they decided to pay for I think it was like 300 fans that traveled to Bodo Glimt. They paid for all their transportation, which was around £10,000.
Oh
Just as
no
a
way.
gesture, yeah, as a gesture of like saying we're sorry. But the question that I have for you, like, are we seeing a crack in their armor?
Oh man, listen, I know we've because that question that you asked, we've already discussed this at an earlier point in the season. I don't know if you remember. This was a few podcasts ago when City were looking a bit shaky, and ever since then, right? I mean, Pep managed to come back and right make their mount up to second place in the league. And it's just as of recently, funny, I think as of the last two games, right, that suddenly they're looking a bit on the shaky side of things. Now, I don't know what to make of this, if I'm being completely honest. For
Mm.
one, does this mean that the game they had against Man U was more so on City's doing than it was on Man U? Do you see what I'm trying to say? Where, yeah, you come in with a performance like that after that game, and now you don't know whether it's just City is just not in form, or did Man U actually play to that level to beat
Well,
him,
we'll
right?
find out this weekend against Arsenal, but
Yeah, exactly.
I would say it's more so City playing flat.
Right,
Holland
right.
looks leggy. Their back line is shaky.
Hmm.
Their
Oh,
midfield is being run through.
actually, that point you made there is a fair point because it seems that the two goals were mistakes off of the new defender, the young
The
guy.
the 20, yeah, Aligné or whatever. What's his name?
Yes, yes, yes.
The
Alan,
new one.
yeah, Alan, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, because
Yes,
he's a graduate. Yeah,
right.
yeah he did not he did not have a good game at all, and Ryan
Mm,
Nuri did not help him at all,
right.
at all.
Yeah.
Uh,
So to be fair, it could have just been that, right? Those two moments, and then you're suddenly down two away, with a team that, right, the crowd is behind them, and not only on top of that, you can see or sorry, you get a red card. The moment where you've equalized, or not equalized, but you've managed to score, and then you receive that red card, and right at that point, you've made it that much harder for yourself.
and that a red card from a Ballon d'Or winner in Rodri, like such a boneheaded, pathetic play,
Mm,
such a boneheaded play. Like you're a fucking idiot.
mm,
Like why? Why hurt your team like that?
mm,
Why? And then the other question that I have is like, you had Nathan Ake on the bench. Why would you put why would you put a young guy in this? Why wouldn't like you know what I mean? Like there's so much different things you could have done. Like Rodri has played center back for his nation,
mm-hmm,
right? Yes, I understand they were a little bit light in the midfield, but you could have done so many different things. You could have played a 4-4 4-4-2 flat, right, with Cherokee and Holland, or Cherokee playing off of Holland, and then
mm-hmm,
have Reinders, Nico O'Reilly, and Foden, right? Like there's so many different things that Pep could have done.
right.
I think he disrespected Bodo Glimt, to be honest with you,
Mm,
with that back line. Um, and like genuinely speaking, if I'm worried about anyone in the title race, it would actually be um,
don't say Villa.
Villa. Yeah,
Hmm, hmm.
you know,
Really? That's
like
a that's a shame to
at
tune.
this moment in time, right? Like Gahey's probably going to start this weekend. We'll see how they do with Gahey. Maybe Gahey comes in and he fixes a lot of problems, right?
Right, right.
But they look leggy, man. They don't
Mm,
look. They don't. They look off it. They look like they're a step behind,
mm-hmm.
right? Like you saw it in the United game, and then you saw it again against Bodo Glimt, right?
Right.
So, you know, for us, there's a very high potential that we may face them in the Carabao Cup, right? And then we face them again at the Etihad,
Mm-hmm.
right? So something's happening, and I feel like the way Pep's post match conference was like you're sensing the beginning of the end.
For him or for
Yeah, for him, like it's because Enzo's out there,
huh?
right? Like some, something's not adding up. There's something happening
Mm,
because Pep teams do not perform like this,
mm,
right? Like even last year when they were on that abysmal run of form,
mm-hmm.
this like the performance wasn't like this. They
Right,
had
right.
maybe one or two bad performances throughout the entire run, but not back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, I'm here for it. Fuck them and their 115.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, we got it wrong again, my friend. Thomas Frank,
Ah,
bro, 2-0 at home against Dortmund. Did you see the red card?
I feel like I saw it, but you're gonna have to. I did feel like I did
It
see
was
because I did see
literally
the
the
header
same tackle Dallo did on Doku.
on the knee.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, yes,
How is
yes.
one red and the other one is a yellow?
Yeah, and then funny enough, the ref for the Dallo game came out and they doubled down, saying it was not a
Yeah,
red.
bro. He could have broke like no, how? Like the Dortmund one was less intense because he was sliding and his leg was going up, like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't going down. Dallo literally went
Right.
towards him. Um, I have to ask this, Laurent. Is Thomas Frank just delaying the inevitable, or will performances like this save his job?
That's tough, man, because I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like every time we try to predict when this guy is going to exit, we are completely off the mark. Completely off the mark. There's something that happens and they start to,
He's
you know,
listening to us. He's like, you
yeah,
know what?
yeah,
Fuck these guys. I'm gonna go get
yeah,
a win.
yeah, no, for real, man. For real. But I mean, beyond that, it did seem like they did play. They showed up for it.
Yeah.
Um, and which is strange because yeah, I think you did mention this. They're quite inconsistent in terms of performances, obviously. Um,
Especially at home.
right,
Especially at home.
right. But no, honestly, I still think he's gonna punch his ticket out the door very soon.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. You cannot get lucky this many
Maybe it
times.
might come this weekend at Turf Moor. Who knows?
Mm. Well,
Um, Liverpool, their Egyptian king is back, helping them with a 3-0 win away at Marseille. Again, I don't really care about the game. It was whatever. Did you have a chance to listen to the pre-match presser?
no.
Okay. Arnie Slot got asked the most ridiculous question that I listen to these post-match pressers, right? I
Okay.
don't know, like I watch Haters TV, shout out Haters TV. Um I because I like to get a sense of, what the manager is saying, what's the feel that I get off of them so that when I'm making my predictions, I can kind of base it off that as well. Um Pre-match presser, one of the journalists asked Arnie Slot, he's like, "Have you spoken to Javi Alonso about the squad? As there's rumors that he may be taking over, and have you contacted him? Have had any discussions with him?" In what world is that a question for like
Right.
Arnie Slot? Literally, he said, "Yeah, yeah, I've spoken to him," and he's like, "This is the weirdest, oddest question that I've ever been asked in my entire career."
Wait, Arnie Slot said it. Yes, I've spoken to him.
Yeah, like in a
As
sarcastic
yeah,
way.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
Like what what type of like question is that?
Yeah, that's one of those where you gotta let your or leave your inner thoughts in your inner thoughts, you know?
Or like pull him aside and be like, "Hey, there's a lot of rumors going around about Xabi Alonso. I was just wondering, like, have you had any interactions with them? Like, is there anything so at least you don't embarrass yourself in front of the world?" Like if
Mm.
I was that journalist's boss, I would literally say, "Give me your press badge. Go behind the screen. What are you asking?"
Mm, mm.
But hey, 3-0. It's good for them. They're on the top eight. If they win their last game, they have a chance at you know finishing in the top eight and not having to play those two extra games. So
With it, you watched that game?
I didn't want. I watched the first goal.
Hmm.
I didn't watch the rest of it. I think I was bouncing back and forth from your game and the Newcastle game, and then I
Oh,
had to
okay.
keep tabs on the City game because I was just dying of laughter.
Right. No, because I was gonna ask what if Mo Salah had any
Yeah, he looked good. The few plays that I that sorry, the few oh my god. The few times that I saw him get on the ball, yeah, he looked pretty good. He looked
right,
pretty good. I
right.
don't know if he had any assists or anything. But he did look good. He did look
Okay.
good. Dominic Szoboszlai, another free kick goal, and then they had an own goal as well, and then Gakpo scored in extra time. So, but yeah, Salah played well from what I saw, and I didn't hear any. I think from social media, what a lot of people were saying is that he had a good game as well. So, uh,
Okay.
that's a welcome sign for Arnie Slot if he's trying to save his job.
No, I agree. I agree. I think he probably used the AFCON to get a bit of his form back.
Yeah,
But yeah, we'll see.
I still think Slot's going to be done by the end of the year. Like whether he makes
Jeez.
it to the end of the year or not, I think they're going to mutually part ways, and I think Xabi Alonso's going to come.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ah, man. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because Bayern's not going, like, company's not going anywhere.
Hmm.
Um, maybe PSG, but does he really want to go to PSG where a lot of the players are going to start to leave? Like Vitinha is looking like he's going to go to Madrid or Barca. Dembele looks like he's on his way out. Doué, right? Barcola might be left, but like, does he really want to go to Liga?
When you're saying that, I mean, there's nothing he can do to potentially, right, save his job in terms of performances, domestically,
Well,
or even
domestically, I don't know, man. Like,
in the Champions League, man. Like, you know.
okay, so we're the board, right,
Hmm.
for Liverpool, they're currently sitting fourth place.
Hmm.
They're from fourth to 12th place is 6 points. Okay.
Wait, from fourth to 12th, right? You think?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Where would you need him to finish for him to have his job secured?
Oof. I'm willing to say Champions League's. I don't want to say top three, but I think even a Champions League spot, so long that it comes in combination with a good, solid Champions League performance. So I say even like a semifinal finish or something along those
They're not
lines.
going to
To me,
make it to the semis.
hey man, again, you never, you never know, you never know. But
So at a bare minimum, them finishing top four and semis and
in a semi, yeah, because now you're showing, all right, okay, there's something to work with,
okay.
right? And mind you, I think it's been a rough patch of a year, I'd say for them, right? Again, with the injury, the Isaac, right? Him not fitting in, molding in properly with the team. Who knows what that could look like next year if you're able to get him and his counterpart, Ekatike firing, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, like so long as he gives the kind of performances that shows that, all right, we can definitely lift one of these trophies next season, then I think he should be safe. Because again,
Okay.
that initial Premier League trophy, I think that's a lot going for him at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But you're saying no, no, even if that happens, no, like he's out.
Like they've had four draws in a row in the Prem.
Hmm.
They faced Bournemouth away, the Vitality. They faced Karabag in Champions League. Then they faced Newcastle and then City back to back.
Right.
Like if I'm just isolating the Premier League games, I would expect them to get best, at best, I would expect them to get 5 points out of
Hmm.
the next three games. That's saying essentially they'll beat Bournemouth and they'll draw the other two games.
Mm. Okay. Well.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Something's just not right there, and I think he doesn't have. I just don't think he has a good relationship with the board. Even though yeah, you are right. He has a lot of credit in the bank, um, but something doesn't seem right.
Hmm.
It's just a feeling that I have. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll ride it down. He'll be fine, but
Mm.
something doesn't feel. Um, yeah, something's off with that team.
Okay. No, fair. That's fair.
Um, Last two teams, Newcastle, they dominated against PSV. I did catch a little bit of this game, and again, St James's Park is a difficult place to go to, but again, they played a full squad, and they're facing Villa this weekend, so they're gonna really have to show versatility and adaptability, and you know their prowess because Villa are no joke. The only thing going for them is that Villa did play today, which we're recording this on Thursday, and Villa
Mm.
did have a very like they played their full squad. Um,
Mm.
because they wanted to move up in the Europa League. Like they played their full squad. Um, looking at looking at their roster right now, Watkins started, Rogers, Buendia, Sancho, Tielemans, Bogart, Dina, Mings, Lindelof, Cash. Like that's their full lineup. Yeah, Ezri Konsa got a rest. But when you're looking at it from an attacking point of view, they played everyone.
Hmm.
So that's the only thing that may be working in Newcastle's favor. And then last but not least, Liam Rosenoir
Yes,
or
sir.
Rosigne.
Or Rossignor, as some would say.
Tell
Some
us,
would say.
tell us, what did you take out of this performance?
Honestly, man, it was an interesting watch, a new challenge, I'd say, for the manager. More so, right? Playing against a team that is set up with that defensive structure, a low block for those who did not catch the game. Obviously, I think we had a majority of the possession, um, but we were struggling to score. And for the most part, right? Well, we did have a goal disallowed actually. I don't know if you
You
guys,
did. Yep.
yeah, from what's his name, Enzo Fernandez.
Yep.
But what I did like, again, because I did mention this in the group, we've had these kind of games with Maresca. However, there's always moments where we looked shaky. Something in the back was not right, and then we would concede. But in this game, it seemed like we were able to maintain that control throughout, right? So that was good to see. That was good to see. And then we got the goal that we needed, the 3 points. So for me, though, those are positives, right? I know all these stats, right, were in our favor. Again, I would have loved to have seen more goals. One, because we may need the help of goal differential after that last game, right, with Barca creeping up. Because even if we do win, we're tied with Barca on points, I believe. Even if we do win, but Barca does win on or exceeds us in goal differential, they would overtake us.
Well,
So
you have the tiebreaker too, though.
yeah, but usually I swear that's isn't that when you're tied on everything, like on goal differential? What
Yeah.
comes first? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like goal difference would come first. So that's what I'm saying. And that would have been the game to look to add to the bank, right? In terms of that. But unfortunately, we weren't able to do that, but we still walked away with the necessary points.
Yikes.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You guys face Napoli next, and they face Copenhagen.
yeah, yeah.
I
So,
mean, Napoli hasn't been doing well. Napoli and Copenhagen are sitting on 8 points respectively.
mhm.
But if they do get a result, they can go into the next round, the playoff round. So
Man,
yeah, that's yikes.
yeah, yeah. So I mean now, right? Obviously, you are hoping for other teams that are ahead, right, not to perform that well, so you can get a safe buy into the next round. But honestly, a round of applause for the manager, the man in charge. For
Head coach,
yeah,
relax. He's not a manager, bro. Relax.
listen, man. If he likes the title manager, we'll pamper him a bit and allow him to feel himself a bit. So long as you go out there during the training sessions, right, you do what's required for those players to come and perform, right? So um, I'm happy. I'm happy. Like I like the movement. But again, right, and I'm sure you guys have mentioned this, right, in terms of you guys when you guys face low blocks earlier in the season, you noticed, right, that it can be difficult to bypass, right? And it's just something else that you have to kind of
Adapt to.
adapt to. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. Um, keeping it moving, shifting gears a little bit to the Premier League back this weekend. West Ham kicking it off match day 23. Can
Hmm.
you believe 23, man? We've already watched 22 games. They're hosting Sunderland. Both teams had great wins last weekend, right?
Hmm.
West Ham away at Spurs, and I forgot who Sunderland played. Uh, do you recall who Sunderland played? I will.
Last week.
Sunderland played Palace at home. Um, both teams looking they're fighting for different things. West Ham's looking to get closer to Forest, and Sunderland are looking for a European spot. Why I have this feeling, I don't know, but I have a feeling this is going to be a nil-nil draw.
Hmm. Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe so far I've been.
I mean, listen, I'll take that. I'll take that because that keeps us yeah, that prevents them from jumping up for
Oh
Sunderland jumping
yeah,
up a few
sorry, you
spots.
guys are fighting with Sunderland. Sorry, I keep forgetting these things, man.
Yeah, man. Well,
It's lonely at the top.
listen, soon we'll be fighting with Liverpool, Man U, and then after that, a Villa and a City.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So you just hang on there.
Um, Fulham. They're hosting Brighton as both teams are kind of looking to put behind a poor performance. Fulham dropping all 3 points at Ellen Road, and then Brighton 2 points at the Amex. Um, Looking at the table, I know I said it a little bit earlier, but like fourth to 12th, it's only 6 points.
Hmm.
It's tight in the middle of the table, like from the top to the middle. It's very interesting, and there's a lot of movement that can happen from week to week. So curious to see how this game goes. I mean, Fulham have been quite difficult to play at Craven Cottage, and hopefully they do have their Nigerian players back. So that'll be an added boost for them. Um, the Thomas Frank Derby. Honestly, every single week we have to put a prediction on if we think this is Thomas Frank's last game. Uh, they're heading to Turf Moor.
Okay.
They're essentially Spurs have been one win, one loss, one win, one loss. Will he get sacked after this game? Gun to your head, is he getting sacked? Yes or no?
No, not
Oh,
yet.
so you think they get a result?
I'm saying not yet. Yeah, I'm saying not yet. No. Yeah, I'm going with not yet.
So he has to get 3 points.
Hmm.
Is that what you're saying? Like if he doesn't get 3 points, you could see him getting sacked? Like let's just say they're up by it's a 1-0 or like a 2-1 game, last kick of the game, some
No,
ridiculous.
he has to get 3 points. He has to get 3 points, in
Okay.
my opinion. And I do think they'll be able to get it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I do think they have to get it actually. Shit. Yeah, no, you they have to get it.
Like they're not looking good. Like if you look at the Premier League table, it's sitting on 27 points. They're 14th. They're 9 points from a
Hmm.
Champions League spot. They're 8 points from a Europa League spot. Um,
Bro, if they don't get 3 points and Forest wins, and those other teams below them, they can find themselves in 16th place with yeah, the the opportunity to even go down even further. So no, they I think 3 points
is a must.
is a must, and I think they'll get it. I'm pretty sure they'll get it.
I mean, Turf Moor has been difficult, eh? Like, is it like I don't think they'll lose because they have a better away form.
Hmm.
But if it was a draw, I wouldn't be shocked.
If he gets the
No,
axe.
the sack is like if it's not 3 points, he's gonna be gone. But
Mm,
just from the game perspective, I wouldn't be shocked if it was a draw.
mm, that's fair.
Um, Man City, oh my days, they're
Mm.
facing Wolves, who have yet to lose in 2026.
Nah, they're not. Nah, 3 games in a row. Nah, man, that's unacceptable.
I mean, a draw?
No, 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 man,
No.
no. What, they're gonna pay $10,000 again to traveling fans? No, man.
No, no, no. It's at the Etihad.
Yeah, bro. If I was a fan, I'd ask for bus fare, whatever, however we like I trek there. I don't care, bro. Like no, tying to Wolves, unacceptable. Especially at this stage of the season, given the context, right? You need to close in on the first place leaders. Yeah, a win is a must for that team against that
Well,
opposition.
they could get a boost because Gahey, this could be his first game, and
Mm,
defensively, he can solve a lot of issues, right?
yep,
So, um, hey,
fair point.
we'll see. We'll see how he does. But yeah, I agree with you. I think like if CJ was here, I'd tell him FPL or fancy Premier League team. I'm triple captaining Haaland because I think
Hmm.
he's gonna get. I think he's gonna score,
Right.
and I wouldn't be shocked if he scores more than one. But yeah, I agree with you. I think unfortunately for Wolves, their winless streak. Sorry, their streak of picking up points for the last 4 games is going to come to an end.
Mm,
Liverpool, and they're going to look to build on it. Winless in 4, heading to the Vitality. Surely, like Bournemouth are sitting in 15th. Surely Liverpool don't.
I mean,
Bournemouth
it
have
is a wait for.
won
Hmm.
one in the last 5, lost 2, drawn 2.
No, I think even with this game, I can't see a Liverpool loss. At worst, I can see a draw.
Okay.
But I do think now with Salah being back on the squad, and it finally seems right, and you also highlighted it right that he does seem to be performing, and that is a big asset to that team. So yeah, I
So let
can
me
see.
ask you this:
Hmm.
5 games in a row in the Premier League, you're drawing, right?
Hmm.
I'm assuming, and again, I may be speaking a little bit ahead. I'm assuming Chelsea
Wait,
will win.
four games.
No, no, no. You're if you're saying that they'll draw against Bournemouth,
Ah, okay, okay, yeah, you're right,
let's
you're
just
right.
say they draw against Bournemouth. That's 5 games in a row, right? And I'm
Okay.
assuming Chelsea will win. I'm assuming who did Brentford face? Yeah, I'm assuming Brentford will get a result. Um, Newcastle could potentially get a result. So like Liverpool could be in 6th or 7th place.
Hmm.
You see,
If they draw.
yeah, like you see what I mean? Like this is where in my head, if I'm at the Liverpool board, do I let this slip even more? Do I do I really trust the credit in the bank?
Mm,
Right? That's the piece that like do I risk losing Jabi to a different team?
right.
No teams right now look like they need a manager, but do I risk that?
Yeah, no, I think okay, so the last four games we're without Salah, right? If we're being real.
They were,
Okay.
but
Now,
prior to that, when Salah was playing, they
hmm
were losing.
mm,
Like I don't think Salah's gonna. I don't think Salah is at a point in his career now, even this year, even though he went to AFCON and even though he's probably back, like he's in form.
hmm
I don't think he's at a point where he's gonna be the deal breaker. Because either way, once you get past that midfield, their back line is shambolic.
right, right.
You see what I mean? Like I'm trying to put my banter and my personal biases aside.
Right. No, no, I see what you're saying. And I mean, to that point, because yes, Salah is an asset to them. And I'm trying to think back to that game after the whole debacle with him and Salah where he came back and before he left for AFCON and he's shown a good performance also on the defensive end,
Yeah.
right? Now, because for me, with Salah gone, it seems like he was able to somehow stabilize on the defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Like he was able to kind of stabilize the team.
Yeah.
Now you bring him back into the picture, and you're right. Now we kind of don't know what that looks like. Um,
And you're missing your best defending right back in Connor Bradley,
right, right.
right?
I don't know. I don't know.
But
I
you see
think
what I'm
you,
trying to say, right? Like
yeah.
it's not that I'm trying to just like because my personal bias is yes, I would love this idiot to go because then it would prove me right. But
Mm,
also he's at it's such a predicament. Like do you truly risk potentially losing Javi Alonso to a different team?
right.
Or do you just go get him? Because he has worked with Florian Wirtz, he has worked with Frimpong, and the system that he could like put in and implement in Liverpool could work. He
Mm,
could get the best out of these players, right?
right.
But
When is is Xavi even available? Like
yeah,
willing to take a
yeah,
job?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely a gamble for them, man. That's but if I'm being real,
Hmm.
I don't know what kind of message that sends. Given the fact, right? Because now you're saying, well, you can definitely win a Premier League and you can get fired next season.
Well,
You
that's
see what I'm
what
saying?
Chelsea does.
Yeah, but I don't think Liverpool has that culture or has, right? I don't know. You tell me. But it does seem like they are one of the clubs that usually are more so stable with their appointments and their managers. So of their managers. So I don't know.
The thing is, I think the difference is I don't think Arnie Slot has a good um, relationship with their sporting director Richard Hughes,
Hmm.
and I think that's what ultimately is going to do him in.
Right.
Because I agree with you, they do not have the culture of just rinse and repeat, and do what Chelsea does.
Mm,
But also the P, the higher ups like the CEO of FSG and the owners and stuff, when they put people there, they want everyone to get along, right?
right.
You saw with Arsene Wenger, the only reason why he lasted so long is because he defended the board, he defended the owners, right? Same thing with Pochettino, um, and I think that's what is gonna do, like kind of you know be the difference between him
Right.
staying and leaving. It's kind of gone cold a little bit. The conversation about Richard Hughes and Arnie Slot, but in December, like early December, there was discussions about some disagreements, especially on the signing of Isak and Ekatike. Like, whose call was it? Was it Richard Hughes? Was it Slot? Why did Slot not have a say? Because he really needed a defender, and it's like you were at the final stages with Gahey, and you couldn't push for another few million, and
Right.
now you use them to your direct rival. Because if they had Gahey, I promise you they'd be the ones that would be hunting us down easily.
Mm.
Because I think it would have solved so many issues, and they would have been able to still push their players forward.
Wait, where would you play Gehi? Because you
I would,
still have Konate and
I would switch to a back five. Like I'd play a three
mm,
five two.
mm,
Play with wing backs because Kirkez and Frimpong are wing backs anyways, and then you play Salah with Ekatike or Isak up top,
hmm,
right? Put Van Dijk in the middle, Gahey on the left side, Konate on the right,
right, right. Oh.
right?
And you think, because I mean, again, even with that, those formations, right? Not all managers, one believe in those philosophies, right? So,
I think Gahey could even play a left back or a right back. I think that's how talented he is.
but are you, well, essentially, that would have to come down to slot, even if that's in the realm of possibilities, right? That the manager is even willing to switch to that formation. And
No, no, no. I'm saying even if they played a 4-3-3,
okay,
its current formation, I think Gahey is technically like good enough to play a right back or a left back.
Oh, okay, okay, right,
Because what
okay,
they could do is in their defensive phase they drop down to back
right,
four.
right,
In the attacking phase, you give
right,
to Frimpong to go up, and then they move to a back three,
right,
right?
okay.
So um, similar to what Arteta does, similar to what Enzo Maresca was doing, right? Like in the
Mm,
attacking phase, they drop one so that everyone can push up, and then the defensive phase, your wing back drops back, right?
mm.
Um, speaking of Enzo, Chelsea, you guys are heading to Selhurst to face Crystal Palace. Palace are like it almost looks like Oliver Glasner is trying to get sacked with some of the comments that he made post match last week. Um,
That's the way to do it in 2026,
yeah, just talk shit
2025.
about
Yeah.
the owners and like, but I don't blame him, man. I really don't blame him.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like out of all the managers, he's probably the one that actually has justifications for the
yeah,
comments because
and I
that
think that's
is
why he didn't get sacked.
right, right.
So, but like, it, I don't see any chance for. I don't see Palace having any chance in this game at all.
Mm,
Unfortunately, they don't have the defense to cope, um, and I think you guys are gonna walk all over them. I don't think you guys will score like multiple goals. Maybe it'll be like a 2-1, but I think the scoreline is not gonna be a reflection of the way the game goes. I just think some you guys are defensively not as secure still, so I think
mm.
you guys will give up a weak goal. But what do you want to see out of the game? Like, of course you want to see a win, and of course you're probably going to predict a Chelsea win. But performance wise, what do you want to see? What's going to make you feel like okay, I can see where he's trying to take us, and I can see that he built off of the Paphos game because Glasner's side may also play a low block, right?
Do you think so?
I would if I was him without Gahey.
Did they play? I mean, their last opponent was what, Sunderland, right? And he wasn't there for that game. I don't know if you had a chance
I
to.
didn't, but I will check to see what their formation looked like. Give me 1 second. But
Yeah, but
while you talk on it, what is it that you would want to see out of Rosinier's?
uh,
They
okay,
did
so
play a back five. Sorry, they did.
it was a little okay. So okay, for one, now I think if they even let's say they do play low block, I would say, well, now you had the dress rehearsal with Paphos in some sense, and you kind of know, right, that what is required to
Hmm.
to get behind that, right? And usually even, man, like I swear it's the most basic, but the ball has to move and the players have to move. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very easy when you're playing a team in a low block for your players to even want to be stationary, right? Because
Yes.
the other team just isn't moving, right? So you kind of just, you're dallying around the pitch. But so what I want to see is faster ball movement, right? When you're getting to those defensive thirds and you realize that that's what's required to be able to progress the ball, right? Also those forward passes to the striker,
Yes.
because those are also required, right? You have to feed the strikers in the low block, take those
Can't
chances.
be East West. It
Exactly.
cannot be East West, and that's why sometimes I hate Odegaard when he plays against a
Yeah.
low block. It's got to be North South,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And you guys have Liam Delap that can hold the ball up and cause
Yeah.
havoc. So I agree with you. It cannot be going sideways.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, I concur. And beyond that, those chances that we had against Paphos, we have to take. We have to take, be decisive. Also, right, you notice a lot of times shots at the keeper, right? Test him on the sides, right? Make him dive. And other than that, I think for me, a two-goal lead minimum, I think is what I'd want to see, and a solid performance, right? That's it, if it's low block, but if it's not low block, then I'm expecting, if they're really coming out to play, I'm expecting those patterns of play, right, that we kind of did see versus Arsenal, but with higher level of accuracy in execution, right?
Mm.
To be able to beat the press and whatnot. So. Yeah.
I'm curious to see how the fans will show up for this game, the Palace fans, just to
Hmm.
see if they're going to protest against the owners because I don't think Oliver Glasner's put a bad foot forward. I think
Mm.
he's revolutionized Palace and what they could have been in the Prem, and it's just unfortunate that the owner is just not, supporting him.
I agree. Bro, I think one of his major points with the Gahey signing was the fact that they didn't even allow him to play that last game.
Yep.
Um, and and he wasn't even aware of it apparently until shortly before, right? It's
Yep.
almost like, all right, yeah, gone. And now suddenly you find yourself without a defender,
Yeah.
right? To cope. So yeah, man. Like I said, out of all those managers that I've been crying out, I think he's probably the one with a good degree of justification. So,
Newcastle, they're at St. James's Park again, this time facing a stiffer opponent in Aston Villa. Like I said a little bit earlier, the only thing working in their favor is that Villa played today. We're recording Thursday. For listeners, viewers, you'll be listening to this on Friday. Um, and Villa were in Turkey in Fenerbahce,
mm,
facing Fenerbahce. So um, who knows? Maybe that's going to work in their favor, right? Like not having enough rest and the fact that Villa's depth isn't as strong. Um, maybe Newcastle puts to an end Villa's title charge. Like, is that what you would predict if we were predicting this? Oh, actually, we are predicting this game. Whoops.
I, yeah, I mean, no, that's a good question. But what I was going to ask you, because I know you've made the point in terms of Newcastle and their inability to cope with playing multiple games. You've made those comments in the past, and again, right, that's one of those situations there. Now, I don't know if you feel the same way with Villa, but I know you inherently feel that way with Newcastle, that they
I
cannot manage.
do, I
Hmm.
do, and I think in this scenario they played Wednesday and they're playing Sunday. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
um, that's one.
Mm.
Two, Villa are playing. They play Thursday and they have to travel. So
Right.
Friday's gonna be like rest, and then they can only have one training day. So I think in this scenario, it's gonna really benefit them. And Newcastle were able to rotate, right?
Hmm.
Because they were dominating that game, they were able to rotate. So I think in this scenario, I don't expect them to dominate, but I do expect them to win.
Right.
Like I don't care to give my prediction. Like I have a Newcastle win.
Right. Right.
I think the fact that Villa played Thursday and they're traveling. Like if Villa was at home, I probably wouldn't be as confident to say Newcastle win. But
Right.
because Villa had to travel, that's a huge bonus
Mm.
for. And I'm pretty sure there's a time difference from Turkey and England. So with all those
Hmm.
factors in mind, um, but to answer your question, I don't think both teams have the capacity to cope
Right. Wait.
because that run that Villa did make, like the Europa League was coming towards an end,
Hmm.
and they were just dominating in the Prem.
Right.
So
Okay. Man, no, should be an interesting game for sure. But I think even in with these kind of games in this scenario, um, and I say this on and I'll preface this with hiding the fact that I saw the video recently of Arteta giving that speech in the locker room, um, talking about I forgot what he, but essentially the intensity, whatever it was, shit, like telling his players that.
mm,
Um, and for me, right, again, factoring in everything that you've said up to this point, I think it's a manager's job as well as whoever are the leaders on that team, right, whether it be the captain, to highlight that to their players, right? Because you're at a point now where you have the opportunity to compete. You see what I'm saying? For for the Premier League. Whether you say that in the press or not, that yeah, we're not in the title, right? But behind the doors, right? Behind closed doors, you realize that, this is a you're in a good spot,
Mm.
and you cannot allow the fact that you played on a Thursday, you see what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to come in and trip you out, right? You have to go out there and look to win, no matter how you do it. So that's why I don't know. I feel like that manager has to is going to look to find a way to urge his team, to get that result versus Newcastle. Albeit it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Newcastle doesn't have, they're not in that position. Right. So they don't have that to use as a morale boost for this game. In
It's
contrast to
gonna be a
Liverpool.
good game. It's
Hmm.
gonna be a really good game.
Yeah.
Um, Last couple games, Brentford, they're going to look to get back in the win column as they host Forest. Both teams kind of have something to fight for, and we're starting to see kind of with with the way the table is shaping up. Um, Brentford looking to remain in striking distance for the European spots, and then Forest looking to kind of have a little bit more breathing space from West Ham. So that should be a good fight as well. And Igor Thiago is going to look to kind of get a little bit closer to Erling Haaland, 4 goals behind. So um, we shall see. Before we get to the match of the weekend, Everton, they picked up 3 really good away points, but at Villa, but now they lost Jack Grealish for a month. He has a hairline fracture in his foot. Um, this time they're hosting Leeds.
Oh wait, he has a what?
Hairline fracture.
A hairline?
Yeah, or it's called a stress fracture. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I thought you were like taking a stab at him, like a hairline, like I don't know, he like
No, no,
messed his
no.
hair up or
Like
something.
no,
Like,
no, no.
oh, okay, 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 okay.
Yeah. Um,
All right, all right.
Yeah, so it's going to be tough sailing for them. But Leeds, elite. I know the league position doesn't show, but Leeds are difficult to play against.
Mm,
Um, Daniel Faka has the his team kind of playing well, and everyone knows their assignment. So um, curious to see what that game's going to have in store for them. But I think Everton should win.
right.
Everton should get the results. But last but not least, the classic. The Arsenal versus the Red Devils of Manchester United. Um,
Well, damn. I'll be damned.
Strong performance midweek, like you even said. We were able to rotate some players. We were able to rest some players. I do believe that Arteta is going to go as strong as possible, given the fact that our next game in Champions League is against Carriot, and with all due respect, um, we don't need to play as strong. um, Against Carriot because a draw it does it for us, and it's at the Emirates, right? Like we can have a rotated squad and we can still try to get a result. We play the late game on Sunday, 11:30. Um, Carrick is gonna try to play spoiler again, right? And like you said a little bit earlier, was it Man City not playing well, or was it United actually playing extremely well and playing to their maximum? I would say that City didn't play well, and I don't want to take anything away from United. I think they did play well, but I think City are just not at it. And I think this game is going to be too much for Carrick. I think um, it was a little bit of an overreaction from a lot of United fans being like, "Oh, we're back. We're going to dominate. We're going to win the Premier League." Blah blah blah. It's like, no, no, no. Relax. Stay in your lane. You're
Right,
you're playing, you know, once a week right now. So clearly, you can definitely give us a hard time, but when push comes to shove, those fine margins that you're talking about, those set piece goals, are going to come into play. Um, Predicted 11: Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, their back line, Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, and then Trossard, Jesus, and Saka. I do believe Jesus will get another start. Um,
wait,
I
you're saying this is rotated?
No, no, no. We rotated midweek.
Oh, okay. So this is gonna be the strongest
Yeah,
one
in
in
my
front.
opinion, yeah. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think he starts Gyökeres.
Mm,
Unless I mean he could if because he knows that Lautaro Martinez is playing. Sorry, not Lautaro. Oh my God, Lissandro Martinez.
mm-hmm.
He's playing and he's short,
Mm-hmm.
so like
Mm.
Gyökeres could bully him, but Gyökeres likes coming from the left side, not the right side.
I'd want to see that matchup.
Gyökeres
For
would fuck him up.
no, you know what? I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt to that guy because his stature may not be the greatest, but he has fight and he has heart. From what I've seen, right? He is not afraid to go in. Um, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if Yucker is gonna have the easiest of times, is what I'm saying. Um, yeah. So that should be an interesting. Like you got a bigger dog fighting against a smaller dog, but that's still showing teeth, right? So yeah. I want to see that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Um, but as United is your second team,
Yeah. Thanks for reminding us, man.
what do you expect out of this game from both teams? What type of game do you expect? Do you expect a low scoring game, high scoring? Do you expect Arsenal to dominate? Like, what do you expect out of this game?
Oof, oof, oof. You know what? Now that you've asked me that question, I can kind of see how if they were to get the result, how they would do it. Um,
Go
First things
on.
first is versus City. City had majority possession. I I think majority of Man U's attack were counterattacks.
Correct.
I can see that being the theme on this end. If you guys are not too careful, if you guys overextend your hand on the attack, that could be how they look to punish you guys. And they do have clinical forwards. Um, Now, in terms of the score line, I mean, the one thing to factor in is the fact that it is at the Emirates. All right. The Emirates this year or this season seems to be this impenetrable fortress that only the likes of Chelsea maybe is allowed to, come in there and put their ladders and, climb over the wall and take a peek. But no, I do think it's going to be on the lower side of things in terms of goals scored.
Okay.
Um, and I'll say that much because I don't want to give my prediction away just yet. However, I I don't know what to expect from Man U because again, like you said, right? Was it City just playing bad, or was it even the managerial bounce? That thing that you guys like to credit, right? For teams performing well when there's a new guy in charge. I simply don't know. And I don't even think Man U fans know. It's apart from those guys that they're the delusional ones that think that yeah, like you said, we're back, we're this and that. I don't think anyone knows what Man U side is going to show up on that day, right?
And to be
So,
fair, like City, looking at their lineup against United,
hmm
that's Semenyo and Doku on the wings.
hmm
They're not known for being defenders.
right,
Tracking back, okay.
right.
Saka Trossard or Saka Martinelli or Saka Jesus or whoever is playing on the wing, they track back.
Right.
So Dorgu, Diallo are not going to have the same freedom. Okay,
Mm,
that's first. Second of all, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Rodri, they are very talented players. But out of those three players, one of them is a good defender. We have Zubamendi, Rice, and Odegaard.
mm,
Two out of those three players are very good tacklers of the ball. Right? Declan Rice, arguably right now, with the way Rodri is playing, the best box to box midfielder currently in the Premier League. Right?
right.
So we have the legs in there. And then when you look at our back line, like they were playing Alinier again, who I think he was at fault for one of the goals, and Kusanov. where we're playing Gabriel and Saliba, and then you have Ben White and Timber. So from all aspects, yes, I do agree with you. I think the counterattack is going to be something that we need to be careful about, but we have the players to be able to stop that and to be able to, slow it down.
Mm,
Um, but I do agree that that is the formula for them because we're
right.
going to dominate. We're going to
Mm,
dominate every aspect of the game, and the only way that they can hit us is on that break.
mm,
So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game. There's going to be a lot of discussion about Sesko and Gyökeres. There's going to be a lot of discussion about to see if Mateus Cunha is going to play. Aiden Heaven, an ex-Arsenal academy boy who went to Manchester United. Um, there's a lot of discussion. Like I always already put my prediction. I think Arsenal are going to win, and
hmm.
I think it's going to either be 1-0 to the
Bro,
Arsenal.
you always think Arsenal are gonna win. I can't remember the last time you've I mean rightfully so at this point. Shit. But yeah, I can't even think last time you've even predicted anything other than an Arsenal win.
Well, I'm gonna support my team. Same thing with you. Can't remember the last time that you said Chelsea are gonna draw. So,
Uh, all right, fair enough, fair enough.
um, predictions leaderboard. I am back atop the table, 52 points.
For the meantime.
You have made some ground with CJ tied at 51. Um, start with the predictions. Arsenal United. I have the Arsenal winning. CJ, we're gonna wait for him to respond, but he will get his predictions in. Who do you have, Mr. Piana?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a safe bet, Arsenal.
Oh, why are you such a copycat? Chelsea Palace. This is nothing but a Chelsea win, unfortunately.
Yep, Chelsea.
Newcastle Villa. I already put Newcastle.
For the reasons I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna have to bet on Villa on this one. I think,
Wow.
yeah, despite the circumstances, I think this game is far too important for them to come in and not get the job done. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna bet on them.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see what CJ says. But like Laurent said earlier in the pod, he will be back for the Sunday pod. We'll have all three of us here. Um, and we'll have our banter section back. Um, it is nice though. I will say it is nice that you and I, the banter is kept to a bare minimum, and we actually just talk footy for the hour and a half. It is quite nice, but I do miss ripping on you and making fun of you. So I do welcome.
Mm.
I am excited for CJ to come back so that we can gang up on you and poke a little bit of fun.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of wish the podcast was started about 6 years ago to the day, to the T. 6 years and a few months, right? Or whenever that manager of yours came into the job, and you didn't have the first floor yet of whatever tower you guys are currently building, and because that would have been fun. That would have been fun for me, even more fun than I'm having now. Uh, because yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys. I already know what ammunition you guys would have came up with. The history lessons. For those of you at home, we would have went through 6 years of history lessons, and yeah. But I mean, at this point, right, it seems we've come to a new age where Arsenal seems to have found their footing, and hopefully. They can get their footing right this season and get themselves over the line. Because in the event that that does not happen, you can rest assured that on behalf of all Arsenal haters out there, I will be your champion in making sure that these two feel the full wrath of the banter. So, yeah.
May that day never come.
Mm,
And on that bombshell,
adios.